Supreme Court as the justices inside considered if gay marriage should be allowed or not. The court will take months to issue a ruling, but several judges indicating that they will be in no hurry to quickly issue a verdict that could extend the right to same-sex marriage immediately to the entire country. Well, let's go live to Washington, speak to our correspondent there, Nick Harper. Nick, it did all seem, well, rather insipid, didn't it? Not much evidence to point to which way any future decision is going to go.
Well, yeah, this is the incredible thing, considering how much airtime the story has received both here in America and abroad, and considering how important an issue it is. We only had 80 minutes of legal arguments, less than an hour and a half of the justices listening to arguments for and against same-sex marriage. It is a very important topic here. It's one that's been talked about for a long time, and the justices are now going to weigh it up. But it's likely that we might not hear a verdict on this until June, and as things stand at the moment, they seem to be evenly divided. There are 9 justices who sit on the bench, 4 who are more conservative, 4 who are more liberal. So essentially it's perhaps going to come down to one individual judge, Anthony Kennedy, and it'll come down to his decision on which way he wants to lean on this decision. It seems at the moment, analysts are saying, that he's likely to go to a more conservative side of things and not want to make any seismic changes throughout the whole of the country. Later on today, we will have a second separate same-sex marriage case that they'll be considering, the Defence of Marriage Act, which has been around for about 15 years. It's all to do with the fact that same-sex couples don't have the same financial rights and tax breaks that heterosexual couples have, and campaigners want to try and overturn that. So that's something that the Supreme Court will also be considering later on today.
So, Nick, if it stays like this, insipid as I put it, and that there is no overall decision, what does that actually mean then?
Well, the options before the justices at the moment are either to uphold the law, to overturn it, or they could try and sidestep it. And that's something that a lot of commentators have said is a possibility, and it seems to be growing stronger, especially from what we heard coming out of the court today. Essentially, that would mean that they would not make an overarching decision that would affect every single state, would change federal law, something that campaigners for same-sex marriage want them to do. It's more likely that they might say, well, actually, it's not something that we can decide on at this stage. We'll hand it back to the states, and you can make your own case-by-case decisions. But like I say, it's going to be a little while before we have any real decision, maybe a couple of months, maybe sometime in June, before we hear the outcome of all of this.
Nick, thanks very much. Nick Harper, our correspondent, joining us there from Washington. Now, the UN Secretary-General Ban Ki-moon has